Happiness is a choice. And so before we start thinking about if happiness is a choice or not, let's for a moment, what a beautiful talk Eleanor gave, and had our thoughts going in so many things came together. What is happiness? Well, we know we are all looking for happiness, aren't we? If you really think closely, right from whenever we became an adult and we were responsible for ourselves, that's all we want. We want to be happy. And that is the blueprint that we are born with. That we are born from happiness, we call it bliss, joy, and we are seeking that happiness and joy. And if everything else falls apart, as Eleanor asked that question, who are we? What are we here for? What are we doing? You'll see we keep coming back, I want to be happy. I want to be happy. Because the definition of God, it comes from India, is Sat Chid Anandam. What a beautiful definition. God is infinite. It's formless. But if we could condense God, the definition of God is Sat Chid Anandam. What does that mean? God is ever present, and we all want to be present, meaning we all want to be alive, living. God is ever knowing. We also have that spark in us. We want to know. The inquisitiveness is what makes us different from everyone else. And God is ever conscious. Ever conscious, ever new bliss. Do you see, it comes down to that, bliss. If God is bliss, then we are little sparks of bliss. And so then, do we have to work hard for happiness? Why do we lose it? Why aren't we happy if we have it inside us? Look into a child's eye. Look into a little tiny toddler. Has any of us been able to prevent ourselves from laughing when I hear a child laughing? Isn't it one of the purest expressions of joy? Where do we lose that? The child has no reason to be happy because it is happy. We don't need any reason to be happy. The happiness is within us already. And then somewhere along the route, we begin to put lots of conditions on that happiness, isn't it? I want that. And she was talking about, Ananda was talking about desires. That's exactly that. I want that. And if I don't want that, then I'm not happy. See, I put a condition to my happiness. Without even knowing, without even being aware. Why does this happen, we ask? Well, take a step back. We have been put into a really, really convincing real movie of life. Imagine you are in the movie hall and you're looking into the screen. I've tried this. Even while conscious of being I'm in the movie hall and that's all fiction, I get pulled into the movie. It's real. And even when I pull myself out momentarily just to test, I get pulled in. My senses just overwhelm me and I think this is all real, while the reality is when I calm all this down, what is left, that's the real me. That's what we see in that pure child who hasn't still been pulled out by his senses. And the picture that came to my mind was, imagine a beautiful lake, and in the middle of the lake there is this fountain of joy that we all have inside us. But now the entire world is the storm raging all around us. There is this huge waves. Can we recognize that fountain? Where is that fountain? It's so hard to find happiness because we have all these desires just blurring everything out. And that's when we can actually make a choice. Happiness is a choice. We choose to be happy. So that's that first step. I say, I want to be happy. Okay, so what do I do now? You need to still your mind. You need to still your body. And then go back to that source that was happy to begin with. There is no condition to happiness. And I also want to talk a little bit about energy. Because you'll notice who are happy people around us. People who are generally happy are happy with no reason, right? And people who are generally unhappy are unhappy without any reason. We carry that kind of whatever has happened in our so many lifetimes, all our experiences. What is happening here? Energy. People who are energetic, you need energy to be happy. I'll give you an example. Let's say you've had a really long day and you had a big party. So you have lots of dishes now. The friends have gone home, and then next day you have work. So you just left all the dishes. You went out for your work, came back, and you're looking at that sink, and you don't even want to look. Just by looking at that sink, all your energy is going down. You're losing all desire to tackle that, right? We all know that feeling. And then comes a phone call. Your friend, your long lost friend back from college days, she's in town. She's come from India and she wants to meet you. And you just jump out, put on your clothes, and you go to see her. How come? I thought you were super tired today. Where did that energy come from? You see? It's the flow of energy. Have you ever seen anyone saying, "Oh, I'm so happy"? See, in the posture, we are happy, energy flowing up. I am sad. Sometimes we even feel that heaviness that's pulling you down. What is happening is the flow of energy. Energy flowing up makes us happy, makes us positive. Energy flowing down makes us sad. How many of us are even aware of this? I wasn't. And then once you become aware of this energy, our teachers teach us, gives us tools. We do energization exercise. Little by little we become aware of energy in our body and how it's flowing, and what's even better, how to control it. There was a really, really nice, a good friend, I know him from the Ananda village. He's a great teacher called Jaya. Some of you know him. Jaya has been in India for so many years. And you know, in India, people are like, okay, you are spiritual, give me some proof, right? I mean, we all would ask that. Okay, Jayaji, what proof? Have you any siddhis? You tell me you're meditating for the last 40 years. So, what have you gained? Have you gained any siddhis? And he says, no, I have not gained any siddhis. I can't tell you that. But I can tell you one thing. I can be happy all the time, no matter what. Whatever life throws me, I can face it with even-mindedness and happiness. I don't lose my happiness. If you call that a siddhi, yes, I have that. And I think what a wonderful siddhi to have, isn't it? As we call Paramahansa Yogananda, our master, as master would say, standing unshaken amidst the face of breaking worlds. Imagine that. The world is breaking, and there are moments like that in our lives, isn't it? The world is breaking and you stand unshaken. What a beautiful place to be in. That's that true happiness. And that can happen if you know how to control the energy. I'll briefly talk also about something Yogananda brought to the West, is this consciousness of energy, and he brought a technique called Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is directly acting on the energy in our spine, and that makes us more and more conscious of that energy and how you can control that energy, because it's all about that. And then the other thing that just works like a charm is love. Love is the biggest magnet. People who are scientifically oriented, you will understand why I'm talking about a magnet here. A magnet attracts. The flow of electricity creates magnetism. A lot of us know that. It's called electromagnet. Love is that flow of that energy. It's the largest, the strongest magnet. And we carry it right here. This is a receptor of love in our hearts. But that energy can go up or go down. So when we start to love me, mine, that's love, but energy going down. It never makes us feel happy. You have to turn it upwards. How do I do that? I have desires. What do I do with them? It's hard to get rid of desires, right? Replace those desires with other desires. Desires to help others. That's a wonderful place to take that first step. It's not that hard. I want to help others unconditionally, just because it makes me happy. And then gradually we'll see that desire will be expanding into desire for love, for God. Because that is that one source, that where love comes from, everything comes from, is that one source. Whatever we call it, our higher self, God, maybe no name at all. But that love, that is what comes to us, and we have to tune into that. And that is a choice that we can make right now. If we truly want to be happy, because our good house, our good cars, our possessions, relations, popularity, being famous, being rich, limited. Yeah, it'll bring us a little bit of happiness. if you go, sometimes I do this, I find it interesting. You know, sometimes you see these really famous people like Hollywood actresses, right? They have so much fame and they're probably super rich. Look into their eyes when they're talking. They're just ordinary people with all their uncertainties and anxieties and weaknesses, just like you and me. They haven't gained anything extra by being famous and rich. Or talk to, you know, these super geniuses. I was listening to the other day to the interview of, I forget his name, the Tesla guy.
Elon Musk.
Elon Musk, right? He's a genius. Again, I was trying to look into his eyes. He has his answer. He's a good man. He has some realization, I felt. He wants to move. He wants to serve. But he's not sure. He doesn't know which way to go. He's looking for something. Same, like all of us. And now look into the eyes of people who have found God. And you see, they're so different. I have seen some people like that, and I don't know of any other path, and I'm sure people are like that everywhere. All truth seekers are the same in the universe. But I know a few truth seekers who have progressed quite a bit, and I know some of you have also seen them. And when I saw them the first time, I saw their eyes and I felt, I want what you have. They have something in their eyes that I want. Because eyes are the windows of our consciousness. The eyes that you can look into their hearts a little bit and see what they are. They have true happiness. They have found something that is unshakably going to make them happy. And I want a piece of that. And I want the same for all of you. Mm-hmm. So let's make that choice right now. Mm-hmm. I love the questions.
You know all my questions.
No, go ahead. Ask one.
You can tell.
Bolo na.
Only question. Yesterday I asked Peter to. So, can you tell me before, how was your life before come to this path, and now what is the difference between?
Or the change.
Change. So, like.
You know what, Eleanor? I don't know if you heard what she said. 20 years back, she found that journal that she used to write. Mm-hmm. One thing, it's very apparent. I'll just talk about a few things that are so, like, really out there, you can't miss it. And the rest is very subtle. So let's talk about the very outward ones. I find my taste in music has changed. My taste in books have changed. My taste in what I want to do in general with my whatever little time I have left out of my busy days has changed. And I'm more at peace in general. And I'm okay. I have been able to say, that's okay, in the face of disappointments, challenges, because life keeps on throwing.
Yes.
And and the thing is, I can see where I want to be. So I catch myself every time I, don't do what I was supposed to do. That is, I catch my energy going down. I catch myself getting angry, getting impatient, getting anxious, stressed. All these negative, I catch it. It has happened. It has already happened. But I go back, I'm able to, probably this is called self-reflection. And so I'm able to catch that, and then maybe try again. And then mixing with similar-minded people helps each other out, because we are not here to criticize anyone. We see everyone in the same boat. We are all trying. That's what Arnab and I, we say, what's the difference between, and then some of you here, some of these are such long friends. We have known each other for a long time, and it's wonderful to have you here. But sometimes we say, what's the difference? There is no difference. Let's say you're going to the Bengali Association, Dakshini, there's a group of people there. You are coming to a spiritual place like this, but people will be people. You're going to Ananda village, some of you have not gone, it's a spiritual place, and so people are people again there. No one is perfect anywhere. What's the difference? I find spiritually oriented people are are conscious and they're trying. That's the only difference. And I think that makes it a little easier.
I have a question.
Yes.
So let's say that you're already a pretty happy person, you already are pretty self-reflective, and you're just kind of at peace with life as you are. Is there any reason that you need to be on a spiritual path?
No, you are probably on a spiritual path without knowing. If you are truly happy, if you're truly feeling expansive.
I'm not speaking for myself, just it's more of a general question.
Yeah, if you're truly happy, but the reality is, we know this to be true, that we have to allow each person in their own quest. You know, I was thinking about this today, that it's like a tree. If this is the direction I want to go, because I want to be truly happy, right? And I don't know what makes me truly happy. So I'm like that bird that's trying out different branches, but if you're moving in the right direction, if you're moving towards that true happiness, we will find ourselves going up there. And that's I would say that's a proof that if we are kind of going around, most of us are doing that. We're just going round and round. We want to go there, we don't know how to go there, and we're just going around. And then some of us are going into the depths, going in the wrong direction. Their life is unbearable. I'm sure there are so many, we all know, right? I have not experienced those parts of the world, but there are parts of the world I cannot even imagine how people are living there in despair. They don't know how to protect their family. They don't know when the food is going to come. These are realities in this world. And yes, we may not be part of it, but that is there. So this is the play. This is the play of life. And in that despair, and we know of such stories, in that despair they have been imprisoned and they found God in that prison. We know of Aurobindo, Rishi Aurobindo from India. He was a freedom fighter. He was in a little 10 by 10 prison cell and he found God there. What can you say? There was an Italian priest who was thrown in the jail, and he found God, and he came out and he said, I recommend everyone to be thrown into jail because you don't have much to do there. So you're kind of looking for answers, and you know, that stilling of mind is happening. And when that happens, of course, if the energy moving in the right direction, quest, it's a multi-variable system. Such a fantastic design, if you think about it. This God's plan around us, it's such a fantastic design. Designed in a way to keep us in it. But at some point you'll be ready, you'll say, I'm tired of this play. I don't want to play anymore. Take me out. Show me the way out. God is waiting for that. You know how in our purification we say, I seek purification? For me, that's such a significant, I have to take that first step. I have to open my curtain. The light is everywhere. I have chosen to close it in the dark, and I'm in the dark. So I have to take that first step and close that curtain. Light was always there. The joy was always there. I have to choose to be happy.
But you know, one of the things that Carol said, or Karen said, thank you. Do we need a guru? Do we need to be on a spiritual path? And the truth is, I love what you said. We are all on a spiritual path, and it's once you realize that you are. I mean, everything is a lesson to bring you to God. So yeah, even if you don't think you need one, you are definitely on one.
Can you imagine learning to ride a plane? I don't know how to. I don't know if anyone knows. Learning how to ride a plane without a teacher, or even playing a piano without a teacher. I mean, I could dab around, sure, right? But if I really wanted to learn, I need a good teacher. And that's what the guru is. And it's actually even more. He or she is not only showing you with their own magnetism. And in fact, we are told that magnetism is really important. It's like that bar magnet. So we are like little pieces of iron with our poles in all possible directions. So we don't have any magnetism, no magnetic field. But we know a bar of iron can become a magnet. The guru is that magnet. They already have it all lined up and they have a very distinct flow of God's energy flowing through them. And if you are close to that, that's that attunement, frequency. If I can make my frequency vibrate to the guru's high frequency, I'm coming close to that frequency, and then we'll be one. So you can't all do it just by yourself. It's not only learning about technique, it's subtle. So that's a subtle part. So the outward was that, to come back to your question. The subtle ones are, Master, am I able to please you? Asking that question every time, and I forget, but more and more. Am I able to please you? Have I made you happy, truly? And the answer will probably come, not yet. Keep trying. Keep trying, my child. You're moving in the right direction. And how do I know I'm going in the right direction? Hopefully. Yes, I feel more loving. It becomes hard to judge people. Do I still get angry at my kids? Sure. But it gets a lot easier. Life becomes a lot sweeter. Life becomes a lot easier with God.